Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to Books with Sakshi. I hope you all are doing great. In today's video, I'm actually going to react to one-star reviews of my favorite books. So there's not going to be hatred or anything like that in this video, but I just want to react or give my opinion about certain reviews. And so this is just going to be all fun, so take it in that way only. And I firmly believe that it's all right if you do not like a certain book, because every book is not for everyone, and I firmly believe that. So this is only for entertainment and fun purpose, so take it in that way only. And I'm going to pick out like 4 to 5 books only in this video. I've already done a similar video earlier as well. You can check out this video and you can watch my earlier reactions on those books. And in today's video I'm actually going to try and pick different books. So now let's start it. All right, so the very first book which I have taken is The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams, and it was such a heartwarming book for me. And so let's see what people have to say about this. Okay, so someone here is saying that it was unreadable. After 50 pages, they did not know what the book was talking about. So, this is something which I understand, because there are few books that actually take time in building up, and it is only after a certain number of pages that you actually understand what the book is, about, and how is it progressing. But I also feel that it's not that difficult, considering that 50 pages is actually quite a lot. So if you actually pay attention from page 1, you'll be able to get at least 1% idea of where this story is going. So I don't know why this person got confused, but okay, fine. Alright, so moving ahead, there is also someone who is saying that it drags on endlessly. So, I actually want to say that there are books that are character driven, and then there are books that are plot driven. So, this book particularly was actually character driven, meaning that it was more revolving around the characters' development, their growth, and how they are actually um, feeling and whatever the stuff they are doing. So it was not actually focused on a particular plot. Obviously it had a plot, but it was more so character driven, focused on the characters development rather than a particular plot and executing it. Alright, so I was reading 2 or 3 more reviews of this book only, and here people are saying that it was very boring and they could not actually finish it. So I have honestly no comments on that. But then there is also someone who is saying that, is this meant for young adult or teenagers only? So I will say that no, it's not just for young people. It can be read by anyone, and as I said, it's about characters, it's about how they feel. There is also a story of an old man and his wife, his daughters, and a family all together, and I just loved it. Honestly, I loved it, and especially if you have read and loved A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Backman, then you will also like the character of old man in this book, because I think these both characters have something similarity, because Ove in A Man Called Ove was also very grumpy, and he was also very cute and very lovable, and very innocent, but also very grumpy and rude on the outside. So this is something you will feel when you will read this book, also when you will read the old man's character in this book. And there's just a little bit similarity, but I think you will definitely get the vibes of Uwe in this book also. I totally do not think that this is just for young people. You just need to give time to this book and you will just know the magic. Okay, so moving further, I am taking Satha Sister by Kavita Kane, and just checking the 1-star reviews for this book. So there is 22% of 1-star reviews, and let's see what they are. Okay, so the very first review only I'll pick. It says that reduced Sita into a childish girl and Ram as an evil man. in her effort to praise Urmila and Lakshman. So first of all, Satha Sister is something that I have like read recently and I wholeheartedly loved it. I just loved the character, the personality of Urmila, and I do not really agree with that, because as much as Urmila and Lakshman were shown mature and very sensitive regarding the situation, I think Ram and Sita were also shown as mature and sensitive. So I don't think so that the author degraded anyone just to uplift other characters in this book. Another review which I will take is that someone is saying that they really liked the Urmila's perspective, but towards the end they felt like the author just wanted to prove that Urmila is better than the other sisters, and by the end the author did not portray Ram and Sita as heroes, but rather Sita was kind of dependent and innocent. And so yes, so when a book is written from a person's point of view, obviously the effort goes in portraying that person majorly, but the author has shown Sita also very heroic and very resilient, very brave, I would say. So I don't think so that she is shown as innocent or someone who is dependent on Urmila. And also I did not feel that Urmila was portrayed as someone like better than others. Obviously the situations which she had endured were very different and far worse than the other sisters, so she had to be portrayed in a certain way, but I did not feel that the author was trying to portray her in a way that looked better than the other sisters. So I think her situation was way different than the situations her sisters were in. I'll take one more review for this, and the review is that if you know about this part of the Ramayana, that when Ram, Sita, and Lakshman went to the exile, so Lakshman used to protect them all the time, and so this person has mentioned that the author has missed out on a very important part of Urmila's life, which was the Urmila Nidra, and it was actually a contribution to Ramayana, but it has been ignored by the author. So I would say that since this book was written from Urmila's perspective, she definitely could not mention it, because if she is sleeping and if she is in Nidra, she definitely will have no role to play. So from there only the author's imaginations come, from there only she describes that what all happens when Ram, Lakshman and Sita are in the forest, and how Urmila is someone who is handling it all, who is actually keeping the family intact, and she is like so um, good with keeping the family together once the exile starts. I think that is the reason why the author had to use her imagination in this way. Alright, so another book which I will take is the Book of Everlasting Things by Achal Malhotra, and there is 3% of 1 star, but there's only rating, there are no reviews. So how is that possible? Actually it's a good thing, first of all, but let me just check whether this is an error or if it's really not there. Okay, so there was actually no review with 1 star, there were only 1 star ratings. So I'm checking the reviews for 2 star. There's only 1 2 star also, so I'll go to 3 star. Above that I definitely won't go. So there's only just 1 review, poorly constructed narrative, pass on this one. I don't think so the narrative was poor, it was so good, honestly. I loved each and everything, it was so good. I think people just need to understand that not every book is going to be very simple. Each book is constructed differently, and I agree obviously that not every book is for you. 3-star reviews also good details of some items but drags on just to fill more pages. I don't think so, because everything just seemed very relevant and it was there to make the story even more meaningful. So I don't know why people felt that the book just dragged. It's definitely a very long book, no doubt about that, but I don't think so the book dragged. Alright, so there were actually not many reviews that I could talk about, because the book also released recently only, so I guess that is the reason. Um, I'm taking another book which is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I recently read it and I loved it. There is 2% of 1-star reviews, so let's see. So the first review is something. Alright, so the first review, the person says that they found the theme very simple and it was a very predictable story, but they did not actually finish it. So if they did not finish it, they just would not know how the book ended. And I have realized one thing in Emily Henry's writing. I have felt that it's towards the end only where a lot of revelations happen, where a lot of confessions happen in Emily Henry's writing style. So if you really want to understand how her books work, you need to read it till the end. Everyone is just saying that it was very pathetic and waste of time. I am just looking for something different. Okay, someone is saying the characters were flat and had no personality. It was supposed to be a group of best friends, but with all the tension and secrets being kept, it just felt fake. And not to mention her. Alright, so this person actually did not like the characters. They did not like one of the tropes, which was forced proximity. And okay, so they did not just like the book at all. But talking about the personality, I think they were pretty much real and very genuine, and once you actually try to understand from their point of view, you feel that okay, this is also something that exists. And I found the characters to be very genuine, with flaws, with imperfections. I was definitely not expecting them to be very extraordinary or perfect, because then that would be very fake for me. So I don't know. Alright, so I read a bunch of few reviews and they all summarize to this one thing only, that these people found the book to be boring and they could not finish it, and they did not relate with the characters, and they just dragged themselves unnecessarily to read it. So I think this might happen with few people. I don't know what to say. So if you found it boring, then I cannot do anything about it, but for me it was actually a very enjoyable read, and there were a lot of twists and turns that kept me on the edge, and I just finished it in like 2 days only. Less than 2 days only I finished this book. So yes, for me it was actually a very nice and interesting book, but unfortunately not every book works for you, so can't do anything about it. And I guess I'll just end this video here only, because right now I can't think of any other book to talk about and give reactions to 1-star reviews. So if you actually like this video, do give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed it already. I'll see you in the upcoming videos. Until next time, take care and keep reading.